Okay, we're here with Danielle Williams, just kind of talking about you come from a very athletic family. The first thing we just kind of want to touch on is you grew up with a dad who played in the NFL for 10 years, from I think 1989 to 99 as a center for the New York Giants. Just talk about how it was just growing up with a father who was in the NFL, just some of the experiences that brought you as a young child.
Well, it was always awesome to go to his games and be able to go back to school and talk to the people and say, oh yeah, I was on the field, and they all knew who he was. And also it was kind of cool when my dad would actually come to school and sign people's autographs, and so that was pretty fun too. But the most different thing would probably be we'd probably go out to dinner or something and people would recognize him, and I guess it's more of a family dinner, but there's a lot more people than that. But you get used to it, and I don't know, I like being around it, but it's nice to have my dad around all the time now.
When he was in the NFL, were you guys still in the Minneapolis area, or where were you when he was actually playing in the NFL?
During the football season, we lived in New Jersey, right, because they practiced in New Jersey. And then after football season, when they had camp and stuff, we'd actually come back and go to school in Minneapolis. So it was kind of half and half.
How old were you when he was actually playing in the NFL?
I was 9 or 10 when he retired.
Okay.
So I was kind of young, and my brother and sister were even younger. So it's hard to remember a lot of things, but I do remember some specific things.
What has your father done since retiring from the NFL?
Hung out with us and pretty much been with us every day. My mom's always been a house mom. And then my dad, since he retired, he promised he'd get us a dog as soon as he retired, and we still have that dog. And then he's just been around and kind of catching up on what he missed out on when he was playing.
In addition to your dad, your mom was also a collegiate volleyball player at Minnesota. With a volleyball player and a football player, how the heck did you end up playing hockey?
Well, I actually started hockey late. I started hockey when I was in 6th grade, I think, and I started playing because my brother played, and all my cousins played, and it was just kind of a small town thing. We all kind of played hockey. And then, I don't know, I just kind of liked it more than volleyball, so I just stuck with it. I actually played football too, 2 years, so that was kind of fun.
You kind of come from a football family. We talked about your dad. You had an uncle that played football. Your brother is actually committed to play football at University of Minnesota right now. And you also had a grandfather that played at Notre Dame. Just how big is football in your family?
You should hear it when the Super Bowl, it was the Giants versus the Patriots. My dad's actually, one of his good friends played for the Patriots, so our whole house, when the Giants and Patriots played, it was just, you couldn't even hear anything in our house. It was so loud. So that was pretty cool, and I don't know, wherever you go, football's around us, and if we're going to go in the backyard in the summertime, we're playing football in the backyard. So, I don't know, it's a fun family activity too.
There's a lot of connections to the University of Minnesota in your family with your mom, your dad, your brother going there. Just how is it anytime you guys go up against Minnesota in the WCHA? Just what's the atmosphere within your family?
I think the fact that I came here and I chose that, like, I loved it a lot more here than the U, and it just feels like home here. I think they kind of, since it is hockey and it's not any of the sports that they played, then it's kind of, they want us to win, or our team to win, just because to say that, you know, she went to the Bemidji and she can beat the Gophers. But I guarantee you, like, if my brother, if he didn't go to the U and they played for the U, they played against the U and he played somewhere else, it would kind of be tough for them. But they always support us either way.
Just what was it, you kind of touched a little bit on it, what was it that brought you to Bemidji State? Had you really been exposed to much before you were recruited, or was it just kind of just being recruited that brought you up here?
Being recruited, and I love being outdoors, and as soon as I stepped on campus, I knew that this is where I wanted to be. And I mean, it's hard because my brother's going to be able to see family whenever he wants because he's 40 minutes away, but I mean, my parents are always up here every weekend, and the coaches, the players, and everything, it just made it feel like home, and so right away I kind of chose to be here.
Just with the athletic family, did your parents always kind of push you toward athletics, or was it just something that you kind of chose to do on your own?
Well, obviously they wanted us to play sports, and they always said going through school and everything, you know, you get good grades, you play sports, like, everything's paid for you then, like, will keep you covered, but it's kind of, it's weird because both my parents did play, and you'd think that our parents were like, go, 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 like play sports, but they always like, you know, if you don't want to go to practice today, that's your decision, like, which is kind of like, that makes you want to go, but they never were the parents that would completely force us. And during the summertime when my brother and I lived with my dad, it's, come on Dad, let's go. Like, my dad doesn't have to force us to go. That's my little sister, still needs to catch up on that, but.
You said you have the brother, obviously. You said you have a little sis. How many other siblings do you have, and are they pretty active in athletics right now?
I have my brother who's a senior who's going to go to the Gophers for football next year, and I have my sister will be 14 actually next week, and so she's in 8th grade, so she plays volleyball and hockey and track and whatever else, but I think she's leaning more towards hockey right now.
Is that because of big sister, or?
She kind of does look up to me, but about a year ago she chose to play she liked volleyball more, but I think now that she's getting bigger and stronger and stuff, she likes hockey more.
You gonna steer her to Bemidji State?
I want her to. Of course I want her to be here, but I'll be happy to watch her play and watch her grow up through everything because I'll be done with school, so I'll be able to watch her too.
Just how have you enjoyed your experience here? Obviously, pretty early in your experience. You're just entering, your sophomore year right now, but just how have you liked playing for Coach Surdich and the other assistants here, and just talk about your experience so far.
I actually love it up here. I mean, freshman year, everyone has their ups and downs, but there's a great group of girls. I love how coaches coach on the ice, and Coach Fricklin's new, and I've loved her so far, and, you know, I've absolutely loved it. I don't really have anything bad to say about it.
Just what are some of your goals personally and for the team this year? You guys lost, only 3 players, but those 3 players were pretty good scorers in Aaron Cody, Annie Bauerfeld, and Aaron Johnson. Just what are you guys looking to do to, this season?
I think everyone needs to step up and try to fill spaces that were lost and make it further than we did last year, and hopefully go all the way this year and win it. The older girls obviously have to step up, but it's the younger girls too that have to step up and prove that we can do it, and just everyone has to have goals in mind to be able to win and play as hard as they can.